What's up, everyone? Ben Spicer coming your way from the Cool Hits 105.7 Cool TV studio here in downtown Ashland, bringing you a new episode of Spiced Up Sports Zone, our final one of 2022. It has been a great year, and we're looking forward to what 2023 brings. We're going to take Monday off and be back with episodes on Wednesday and Friday. A lot of fun things planned moving forward, so don't miss that. Obviously, it's basketball season. We've talked a lot about the round ball sport here in our area on past episodes. So today we are going to mix it up a little bit, talk with a local coach in a different sport. That's coming up later on here on the show. But before we get to that, did want to highlight a local athlete who have had some accomplishments of late on the hardwood. We'll start with Bath County's Zach Otis, who reached his 2,000th career point in a 56-28 win over Berea on Wednesday. He's less than 200 points away from the Bath County High School all-time scoring record. On the same day, Lewis County's Sarah Weddington reached her 1,000th career rebound. Weddington was named the EKC Player of the Week as she had stellar showings in 3 games at the Gateway Holiday Classic in Montgomery County. Lewis County 2-1, and was a big reason why. The game-winning shot at the buzzer to down Great Crossing in a game where she had 21 and 13, then 12 and 9 in a loss to Montgomery County. Then how about this one? 27 points and 23 rebounds in the final game against Madison Southern. Then down at Menifee County, sophomore Brevin Ricker went off. He joined the 1,000-point club with a showing of 28 points, 14 rebounds, 10 assists, and 6 steals in an 81-28 win over Jackson City at the Estill County Roundball Classic. Rounding things out, how about Russell? The Red Devils have won 6 straight and were victorious in their bracket, coming back home from Pigeon Forge as champions of the King of the Smokies tournament, beating 3 teams from Alabama along the way. Russell is now 11-3 on the season. That is a look at some local basketball achievements of late. We're going to step out and take our first break here on the Spiced Up Sports Zone. And when we come back, we'll have a special guest joining us. So don't go anywhere. You are watching Spiced Up Sports Zone here on Cool TV.
Return. Refresh. Refuel.
Happy holidays from Clark's Pumpkin Shop. Stop in this winter weather season and warm up with one of our coffees, hot chocolates, or lattes, custom made just the way you like it. Clark's Pumpkin Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
Does your gas station or convenience store need a facelift? If so, call River City Builders at 473-4112 for your remedy. Big or small projects, River City's Builders is a company for all your needs. We have extensive experience in the petroleum industry, from routine gas dispenser and canopy maintenance to above-ground, underground tank and piping work to full-blown remodels and new builds. Call River City Builders at 473-4112 for all your petroleum needs. We'll cover your back and keep your customers pumping gas.
Welcome into a Friday edition of Spiced Up Sports Zone. I'm Ben Spicer, and I have another special guest on the show today. We are going out to Boyd County, where we have the Boyd County wrestling coach, Clayton McClelland, joining us. Clayton obviously wears a lot of hats around Boyd County, but it's wrestling season. You guys are in full swing, and you're coming off a big event down in Pikeville where you all had a lot of success as a team. Tell us about that and how that event went.
Hey, appreciate you having me. It was a great day for our program. It was a 3-day event in Pikeville, Kentucky, called the Hatfield 32. It's an inaugural tournament that they're really trying to promote wrestling on a national level. For our high school boys, there was roughly 26 teams stretching across Ohio and West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, Virginia. as well as starting to spotlight our girls teams, which had 14 teams in them. Where girls wrestling is becoming an up-and-coming sport in our state, and then capping off the third day with our youth and middle school wrestlers, over 500 wrestlers and 46 teams on that third day. So it was a big event to spotlight our wrestling program here in Boyd County, and I was very pleased with the way we wrestled and the way the results came out on our favor.
I know I got the opportunity to talk to you a couple years ago when wrestling was kind of starting to be on the upswing here. Now it seems like, most schools in the 16th region, especially the larger schools, have a wrestling program. What do you think kind of, went into schools starting to pick up wrestling as a sport here in the winter?
I really think it was it kind of started at the youth level. This is our 10th season since we brought wrestling back here at Boyd. It's been a process of some ups and downs, and really trying to growing, but I really started to see the growth of our sport at the youth level. And this is our 5th year having a youth team, and it's at the youth level, it's whoever wants to wrestle. We're just trying to get anybody involved, and I think that has slowly picked up the interest of starting teams, in Greenup and in Carter County and other schools that have not really dabbled in wrestling, for a little while. So I think that's where we've seen the biggest interest at the youth level, and it is really kind of spilling over into the high school sports, and it's been nothing but good thing for our sport, and for our area.
Kind of to circle back around to the Pikeville meet that you had mentioned, when you see that come to fruition, you've got multiple states there, you've got youth divisions. Just how great is that to see all that come kind of into fruition for the sport of wrestling?
It really was. It was great. It's been a long time coming. We reminisce, we talk about what wrestling was like, just since we've been involved. But to have that opportunity to display, local wrestling on our side of the state and have some competition, among some pretty talented high schools, and to get our kids, some recognition as well as just opportunities to wrestle. That's the biggest thing is finding local opportunities to wrestle where you don't have to travel to Lexington or Central Kentucky every weekend to get a match. We're now to be able to stay a little bit more local and cut down on some travel time and some costs, and be able just to wrestle some schools here on our side of the state. So it's been nothing but positive, nothing but great things. The schools that banded together to host that tournament down there, they did a phenomenal job. Several of those schools in that 15th region did a great job. Martin County, Belfry, Prestonsburg, they all had a huge hand in coming together to make that tournament happen.
Coach, we appreciate you joining us. We're going to step out, take a quick break, and we will take a look at Boyd County's wrestling success so far this season. That's when we come back here on the Spiced Up Sports Zone.
Does your gas station or convenience store need a facelift? If so, call River City Builders at 473-4112 for your remedy. Big or small projects, River City's Builders is a company for all your needs. We have extensive experience in the petroleum industry, from routine gas dispenser and canopy maintenance to above-ground, underground tank and piping work to full-blown remodels and new builds. Call River City Builders at 473-4112 for all your petroleum needs. We'll cover your back and keep your customers pumping gas.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
For those on the go, the smoothie connoisseur, the break room favorite, and for those that just never quite have it all, Clark's has what you need to keep your day on track. Make life easier and keep your busy schedule moving forward with everything you need at Clark's. Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
Right back here on the Spiced Up Sports Zone with Boyd County Wrestling coach Clayton McClelland. Coach, you're coming off that trip down to Pikeville. You've gotten several meets in so far this season. How has the team been doing so far? And maybe talk about some of your athletes that have stood out so far on the season.
Sure. Our high school season, we're wrapping up the month of December here, and we've had some success. Our high school team is going into January with a dual record of 9-1. We picked up some wins against Ashland and Green up in Mason County, to name a few. Our only loss this year is to Martin County. It was a 9-point loss, which in terms of wrestling, that's the meaning of two matches. Could have gone either way. But we've had a lot of early success so far. We've had some great showings over in some individual tournaments, not only the Pikeville tournament with some of our wrestlers, but as well as over at Spring Valley High School in West Virginia, and as well as Ashland. We've had some top 5 team finishes so far. And it's really kind of been, we're a young team still. We have a team made up of, around 30 wrestlers, and only 3 of them are seniors. So it's still a young team. But, to highlight a couple of our kids so far this season, Skylar Talent is a returning state qualifier wrestler. He is sitting the season around 22-2. He is a top 5 wrestler in his weight class. He's had a phenomenal season so far. A couple of our other wrestlers, Jack Hawkston is another returning state place, or not state placer, but he's state ranked right now. He's had a great season, has won some big matches, and really kind of impressed some people. Chris Isaacs, another senior who is he's also coming off a big injury in the regional tournament last year. He's had a good season so far. John Jackson, a sophomore, has been really impressive. He actually won his weight class, as well as Skylar Talent in the Hatfield 32 in a 32-man bracket. They won their weight classes down there. And then we really got some up and coming 8th graders and 7th graders that are filling in some of those lower weight classes that are really kind of making our dual line up where it's at. And I'm pleased with where we're at, and I'm excited to see what we're going to do in the month of January.
A lot of coaches, I feel like the buzzword when we interview coaches as media is building a culture. And,
sure.
Some coaches obviously have to work a little harder at building that than others. But for you, you kind of rebuilt this thing from scratch 10 years ago. So what, went into the spark or kind of the uptick for Boyd County specifically in terms of getting numbers out and getting interest in the program? I imagine, when you guys first started, it was a little difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been around. This is my 6th or 7th year as head coach. When we first started, I was around trying to help the program get started, but it was really trying to figure out a way to get kids interested in wrestling. That's the biggest thing that we fight is, wrestling is not the cool thing to do yet. But we find the kids and we recruit the hallways, and we get kids to give it a try. But that's really the biggest thing. We had some great people involved in our program to begin with. Chauncey Griffith was involved with wrestling for a little while through around 2015, 2016. But our big takeoff was just getting kids to come out, and then once we started staying consistent, we started to promoting the culture of our program and kind of build on some foundational things. And 10 years later, we're starting to see the benefits now of having our youth program and having our middle school program. And now we have kids coming up who, when they get to high school, they've wrestled for a few years now instead of just trying it out for the first time. But it's been a great thing. And we've seen a lot of success, a lot of positives. We're nowhere near where we want to be yet, but I think we're moving in the right direction.
So it's crazy. We kind of reflected back. We did an interview a couple of years ago, and to now just see the growth. So maybe 2-3 years down the road, where do you see this sport going in our area and in the state in general?
I think we're starting to see signs of it now. Our state is pushing towards not only making some changes to our sport, but we look to see them recognizing, girls wrestling as the next opportunity in high school sports. We're seeing a huge growth there, and just the number of teams that are starting to show interest. So, for our program, I want to see us stay in that contention for, regional competition. I think we have a great opportunity this year to finish in the top three of our region, which in the world of wrestling, we're paired in there with Johnson Central and Martin County, and those are two, perennial powerhouses in the state of wrestling. They have state championships and state placers. So I think anytime that we're starting to compete at those levels, that gives our program some recognition. But that's where I want to be, 3 years from now. We want to keep moving in the right direction and keep developing our own wrestlers and, give kids the opportunity to try something that they never did and let them find success like the other kids have.
For those watching who might be interested in, coming out and even supporting the program, or even prospective athletes who are interested in coming out, how do they maybe get involved with the team there at County?
So, the biggest thing we push for is, we stay pretty busy, through the month of February. But when we start doing some club wrestling and just opening it up to let kids come try, and we'll find some national tournaments. Wrestling's that sport that you could do it year round if you want to. But we hit some club tournaments and some open tournaments for all ages, coming in the months of March and April, and then the months of June and July, it's the camp circuit, and we got kids that they'll pile up and they'll go find somewhere to do some techniques for a few days, and they'll sleep on the mats. But it's really, if you follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, we're constantly promoting and opening events for people just to come watch, just to come experience it. You really want to come watch some fun things. Come watch the youth kids, the 4-year-olds wrestle on a Friday night. It's a blast. It's organized chaos, but the kids love it, the parents love it. It's a great thing to be a part of.
Well, we're excited, definitely continuing to build something special there at Boyd County, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for wrestling, not only there with the Lions, but across the 16th region. Thanks for joining us so much. And for those of you watching, make sure you stay tuned. We will have some coverage of Boyd County wrestling and area wrestling coming up to the show later on this season. So don't miss out. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and like and subscribe. And for Clayton McClelland, I'm Ben Spicer. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Spiced Up Sports Zone, and have a happy new year, everyone. All right.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.